Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. So it is the end of January and the beginning of February, so I am doing my January TBR wrap up for the month. Now, some of the books I have physically with me, some of the books I do not. So I will put pictures up on the screen of the ones I don't. So the first book that I finished this month was The Night Circus. It was from my December TBR, and it is this book about this magical circus that moves around to all around the world, and basically I won't spoil too much of the plot points because some of it is very mysterious, the whole book, but you can kind of figure it out along the way. But overall I would give the book maybe 4 stars, just because I wasn't as impressed with it as I thought I would be. I feel like there was a lot of stuff that just didn't really need to be in the book. Like, we could have cut out probably 200 pages worth. I felt like there was just so much distracting you, and maybe that was the point. There was so many characters and things going on. Like, it was pretty predictable with where it was going to go up until the end. I will say I was a little disappointed in the end, actually, because it wasn't as sad as I thought it was going to be. I really wanted this tragic romance, and it's so tragic, but just kind of, I don't know, it really didn't have a pew ending like I wanted. So in the debate of Night Circus or Caraval, I am team Caraval. The next book that I finished was The Bone Witch, which I have here. This is the beginning of a series, so I need to get the Heart Forger, so I am going to continue the series. This one I would give probably a 4 as well, just because I think it's a 2-time read. There's a lot of language in here, because it's all this fantasy world, and there's all these different kingdoms, there's all these different dialects and names and places and dragons and other creatures that are really hard to read sometimes, and it kind of takes you out of the story. So I think I will read this again now that I kind of understand how it is structured. And I'm waiting for the Heart Forger to come out in paperback. Right now it's only in hardback, so once it is in paperback I will get it, so I'll probably reread this before then, but I'm not sure. Yeah, I liked the book. I really liked Taya's character. Lady Michaela's pretty cool, and I really liked Fox. He was a cool character too. But this one definitely leaves you with a cliffhanger, so I want to know what happens, because it takes place in 2 timelines. It's supposed to be a visitor comes to see Taya after she has been exiled, which I tell you right away, so that's not a spoiler. And she is telling him her stories of training to become this powerful being, and how she kind of goes against certain things and things people do to try and sabotage her. So yeah, really good book, really good winter read, just because it's very witchy. Visualizing the setting, everything's very gray and dark at some points, so this was a good one. The next ones I read were the Wonder Woman DC Universe Rebirth, and I have some of them here. I have 3, 4, and 5, all of which were super good. I read 1 previously, and I also read 2 this month. So I read Year 1, The Truth, God Watch, and Heart of the Amazon this month. They were so good. At first I was really confused after reading the first one, and then the second one kind of goes back in time and tells you how she meets Steve Trevor, and how that whole relationship comes to be. But this one kind of builds off of the first one, and then everything else is in chronological order. The art in each of these is very different. Not overly different, but you can definitely see variations. The covers are all different variations of Wonder Woman, so I think you can probably get a couple different covers if you're someone who collects them that way. because they do show you like different variants in the back of all of them. But yeah, it's a really cool story that takes place in well, obviously America, but kind of like more modern times. So it's not as World War II. This is like happening now. So those I give a 5 out of 5. Then one that was not on my TBR was Captain America Core. I got this when we were in Disney, mainly because American Dream was on it. And this was pretty good. It was a little confusing at first, so it took me about like till part 2 to understand what was going on, which really is not that long in a comic, but yeah, it was really good. They tell you a little bit about each of them. There's like the original Cap, the new Captain America, one in the future, one that's like an ex-CIA agent, and then you have American Dream, who's in the future as well. But yeah, it was pretty good. There's some time travel going on. The very last section I really didn't understand, but you see a lot of villains, and there's alternative universes that happen, and basically like what would have happened if Cap never got unfrozen. So it's a pretty good one. But I'm not sure if this is like a Disney exclusive type thing. I don't think so. There was nothing on it saying that. But yeah, pretty good. So the last of my wrap up were the, oh no, there's one more book, and then I read the first 8 of the Magic Treehouse books, which are a children's book, and they are all very cute. I did not remember a lot of this story and kind of how it plays out, because I didn't really read them in order as a kid, and I didn't read them all. So I read the first 8, and they're really cute, and just like a quick read if you want something where it's kind of like a really cold day like it is today. You just want something quick, or maybe you don't want to read a whole novel, but you want to read like more than one book and clean out your bookshelf. They're only like 62 pages each, so super quick. And they're fun and kind of historical. Now, the last book I read was Suicide Notes of Beautiful Girls. Or, yeah. Is that what it's called? Yeah. I hated it. I give it like 2.5 stars. I was so angry this entire book, not in like the good way you get mad at a book, like in Caraval, where I was just mad at Scarlet because she wouldn't listen, but like it's almost like a watered down version of Pretty Little Liars. Like there's only one twist that you're kind of like, whoa, and the end is awful. Wait till you get to the end. If you read it, wait till you get to the end, and it's one book. Like, there's no more. It is not a series. It is just one book. So, I was not pleased with the end. I literally give it, like, 2 stars. And Delia, and June, like, they're, like, all the people in the book just seem, like, very toxic. And aren't really... I couldn't, like, grab on to any of them and be like, oh, I like this character. I relate to this character. Like, they were very bland in a sense, but it really felt like just like a copied version of Pretty Little Liars with some name changes and some setting changes, but like the things they do are very much like Pretty Little Liars, but motivated by, I don't know, there's less of like, they're not doing bad things because they're being blackmailed, they're doing bad things because they're stupid. Like, that's basically it. So that is my January wrap up. I hope you guys enjoyed, and let me know what you thought of your books from January in the comments down below, and I will see you in the next one.